Well, there we go. I think we might be alive. What do you know about that, guys? We are alive. With any luck, you're going to have a whole lot better audio this time, but we shall see momentarily. With any luck, the streaming service is going to... come on now. I think we're good. Haha. Hey, Revolution, cheers. We are indeed live. Thanks very much for that. Hopefully, let me know how the audio is coming across. I've been having no end of problems with the audio here. It's been a real struggle with this PC, but this should be a lot better. And I thought, what the heck? I'm going to hang out with you guys, and we'll see how the night goes. Because I have a tiny bit of work to do. What I wanted to do tonight, possibly, is get ready for another project. I have a Raspberry Pi / Arduino project in mind, and this is a big one. This is going to be a multi-month project, and I thought I might as well get started. I'll maybe do a video from upstairs and show you the setup I've already done with a Raspberry Pi. I've got it set up on the kitchen Pi, and what I want to do is I want to interface an Arduino to it, but I don't have any more spare boards set up and ready for using an Arduino. So I think we'll just set up another breadboard. I have, I don't know, tons of breadboards kicking around, and I'm always setting another one up, but I think I want a fresh one. So we'll take a Arduino Nano, and I think we'll start scratch. I think we'll just set this up tonight. I'm tempted to use a Wemos D1 for this project, which is one of these. It's just a Wi-Fi enabled board, but I think for our purposes right now, we'll just stick with a Nano. Why is my chat not updating? Of course it's not. Oh well, so be it. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck than last night. And what do we need? We need a breadboard to do some soldering here. This one is my box where I keep breadboards and stuffs. Oh, there is an Arduino Nano set up. I don't know. I think there was something wrong with that one. I can't remember. Let's set up another one fresh. Let's do it anyway. Let's do some soldering and something fun tonight. I don't know why that one was in there. Maybe I broke down a project, but I very seldom break down projects. Let's go ahead and get the soldering irons fired up. So I think we'll need to do some soldering. Why is that broken? Huh. My Unger switch has been bashed through for some reason. There we go. All better. I'm getting tangled up in cords. Cheers, Armando. Glad you could make it. How's the audio coming across? I was really shooting for some better audio tonight. With any luck, my voice isn't as garbage as it was on this PC before. Hopefully it's not too overpowering, and hopefully it just works. There we go. Alright. We'll take a basic breadboard. We'll take a brand new Arduino Nano. Love this board. My favorite microcontroller of all microcontrollers. I simply love this thing. Audio is great. Cheers. Thank you for that. That's the first time I've heard audio is great on this PC. On my upstairs PC, I have a lot better luck. But So we'll take this. This is basically an Uno, but with much smaller form factor. It's everything an Uno can do for the most part, except in a whole lot happier positioning of components. Much tinier and breadboard friendly, which we love because we gotta love breadboards. It makes us able to prototype things and do cool stuff. So what I'll do is I'll set that in there just ever so slightly, and we're going to go ahead and solder it up. And we won't solder on this programming header pins. We simply never use those. They go in the junk bin. I don't think I've ever used those on any of my projects, except maybe the robot. The four-wheel drive robot, I think I did use it actually. I should take that back. I think I did once. Just once. Alright. Let's solder this up. Should we get the microscope out so you guys can see what I'm up to? Maybe we'll have a little better soldering than last night's Kong show. Last night's live stream was a proper mess. If you missed it, I took apart one LCD monitor and decided to save it for a later repair, and the second LCD monitor I decided to take apart and repair. I ended up destroying basically twice due to user error both times. So it was quite fun. I'm not a big fan of destroying things. That is way too cold yet. What is going on here? Was this what was going on last night? My iron's stuck at 200 degrees. What up with that? It says it's set for that. It certainly wasn't before. 450. What is going on here? She was set at 200. What's going on here? Why would an iron ever be set to 200 degrees? Why? Well, that appears to have remedied it. Strange. I have never ever set an iron to 200 degrees. I have no idea why that WEP decided to do that tonight. But, yeah, whatever. That's what happens when you go live, right? Let that warm up for a second, and I'll catch up with you guys in the chat, maybe. Not much going on. Quiet night. You guys are a quiet bunch tonight. What up with that? What is it, Tuesday night? Everybody's gone to bed. It is pretty late. What is it, 10 to 10 my time? That's a little late. A lot of my viewers are European, so. Alright. That should be getting warm. We're up to temperature. These are my two irons that I use. I use an Unger on top. This is my 5200 Unger that I've had forever. And I've had this WEP 898D portable, or not portable, hot air rework as well as iron for a long time too. The irons suck. They are garbage. But you can use a Hako on there as well, same connector. I just don't have one, so I'm using these cheap tips that you'll see in a mailbag here in a couple of days. But hey, they work. They actually work surprisingly well. Let's see. Can we go to a microscope view? Oh, we can. Look at that. You guys are gonna have to put up with. Oh wow, that is tight. Well, you'll get the idea. I don't know what terminals those are because unfortunately the field of view on this thing is so tiny. So you'll just have to, hopefully I don't cover it up, but we can just, what we'll do is we'll tack both ends, and then we'll just take this out of the board. That way we don't cause excessive heat to go into our breadboard. Hopefully, I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way. Why is that so cold? It says we're up to temperature, but I can tell the way that's melting solder. It is not the best. Oh well. We're alright. We're alright. It's all in my head. Nope, it's not all in my head. That's cold. I think we might switch to the younger. There's something going on with this iron. Strange. That's alright. We'll switch to the younger. We've got enough on there. We can take it out of the breadboard. And where are we? Can we get this where you guys can see it while I solder it? What up with that? Let's see if we can get a more downward angle. No. Too close. These USB soldering or USB microscopes are great, but unfortunately you gotta have the focal distance just bloody perfect. And then they're amazing. They're really quite good, but the focus is a real trick. I'll clean up take my head out of the way. I keep stepping underneath the camera. So for those of you just joined, all I'm doing is just soldering up an Arduino Nano for a future project. And that's better. That's better. I really want to get this so you guys can see it. Yeah, whatever. You'll be able to see these terminals when I get to them. Sweet. Good stuff. Some good rosin core solder and a good iron, and you're away. And don't work around a camera. So I have oh, I think that's focused on the back side, so you can't see them yet. What side is that on? Is that over here? Yeah, it is over here. I'll solder those terminals right now so you guys can see. Maybe. Sweet. Did I get to them yet? Nope. It's up by the micro that you guys can see. Good hot iron. This Unger is temperature compensating, so it instantly warms up as soon as there's any solder on the tip. That's too much. Sweet. Nice. That is so hard to solder around a camera, but well worth it. It's fun. Good to hang out with you guys. Hopefully you guys got to see some of those. And I'll show you. That's what they look like. You want to have good coverage, a good like volcano look coming up. Nice, clean, shiny, no cracks, no cold joints, except for those ones I haven't done yet. And then we'll go ahead and finish those up. And I just wanted to catch at least, well, maybe we can catch some more on camera for you. Cool stuff. It's on the data side. Hey, Zach's here. Cheers, buddy. Awesome stuff. Glad you can make it, Zach. Thanks for the advice on Twitter earlier today. Appreciate that. I'm trying to, for those watching, my 3D printer that I have had for many years, prior to most anyone getting a 3D printer, is finally just about toast. So what I'm thinking is to shop around and find some suppliers willing to work with a YouTuber slightly and see if see what I can get. Like, I'm not looking for a handout, but if someone's interested in helping out with like a little bit better printer than what I would do otherwise, I'm all ears. But we'll see. This is so hard to do on camera, but I think I'm capturing a little bit of it for you guys. Those are good joints. All right, let's have a look. How'd we do? How did we do? Yeah, I think we did just fine. Those look great. Nice, clean, shiny. all the way up to the tips. These ones are a little blobby. That's actually, those I'm not proud of. That's a little ugly, but very functional. The ones on the far side, on the bottom of your screen, are actually much better. That's actually much more quality, but this is when I switched around when I was having trouble with the camera. Let's... I think this will do. I think we're done. How'd we do? Oh God. What the heck? We dripped a solder blob right on the chip. What the heck? When did that happen? That's alright. I'll pull that back off, no problem. There's actually... Oh, what is this? The curse of the live streamers? What is going on? This is what happened last night. How did that happen again? I never drip solder. When did that happen? There. Top left corner of your screen. Look at that. What the hell? That's garbage. I'll fix that up. No problem. We just won't power that up right now. I'll do that off camera. That's just going to take a tiny little bit of wick and we'll have that fixed up. No problemo. No sense in getting worried about it. Alright. So what we're going to do is this Arduino is actually going to interface to a Raspberry Pi. For that, I guess we're going to need a Raspberry Pi, aren't we? I think we'll start a new one. I have some new 16 meg SD cards showing up, care of the Amazon Super Prime sale today. I did a quick little video this morning, which was not well received. Man, oh man. YouTube is brutal. So many people got so many bad things to say and thumbs down when you just try and say, hey, you might want to get some deals too. I got my SD cards, so we're good. Got lots of Raspberry Pis. So I think what we'll do is we'll take a Raspberry Pi 3, this guy, and we're going to interface him directly with that Nano. And then we're going to set up some serial communication between the two. And then it's going to be a little bit of fun. I think what we're going to do is the next step is we're going to... Can I reach this? I'm tethered. Can I reach this? Oh yeah, I can. What we're going to do, I think, is we're going to take this guy. This is my old four-wheel drive Rover project running on Arduino Mega. And we're going to hook it up to the Pi via serial. We're going to maybe either hook this up serial direct or this serial direct, and regardless of which way, then we're going to I2C data bus the other one. And I actually might do this one as the master just because it would be easier with the Mega. And I can send serial commands from the Pi either by Python or the Arduino IDE, in fact, when I just remote desktop into the Pi. And then from there, the serial commands I send to the Arduino can be sent out via I2C and control the slaves. And these will be for power management and stuff. And the ideal situation here is we're going to transplant all this into a big Rover project. We're going to take and upscale this guy much bigger. What I want is Power Wheels size of thing. Those Power Wheels that kids drive around, little 12-volt cars. I would like to transplant all of this into that, and then I can have the Pi doing computer vision, the Arduino doing sensor control, other Arduinos doing watchdog, overseeing, and power management, and then we'll have some solar panels and stuff. But that's the big vision. That's the sneak peek for you guys. Oh, yeah, you guys already spotted that on the chip. Hey, cheers, Julian. You're here. Nice to see you. So we'll clean up the 328. We'll spiff that up. I'm not going to do it on camera. Just only reason is because last night everything went to hell when I tried to clean up a surface mount chip on a live stream. I've learned. And then I'm going to go ahead and interface these, and that's about it. This is just this is it for tonight, honestly. This is just the mess around for tonight, and that's where we land. A little sneak peek of a project I want to do. I really want to do a big rover project, and I really want to give it some heavy-duty brains, so it's time to break out the Raspberry Pi 3 and do 2 cameras at minimum. I'll do the Pi camera, and I have a USB webcam coming in, just an eBay one, as a secondary camera, and we'll do some OpenCV computer vision. And this will be the brains of the operation, but these the Arduinos will be the brawn. And what I'll do is I'm actually going to take another Arduino. I don't think I have one right handy here. I have the tiny standalone, the AT-Tiny 85, and I'll set those up as a watchdog module, and I'll show you guys how to build that. I use them in industry that I work in, and we can have it be a standalone watchdog that control everything, and if anything goes wrong, it can reboot any of my processors, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be some Python coding and stuff. It's going to be fun. Anyway, guys, that's about it. That's just little goof around in the lab. Hopefully the audio is a lot better than previous. Hopefully this is a usable audio and video tonight, and I'm going to review the replay of this and just see how we did, and hopefully we've got a reasonably useful setup for future live streams. I hope you guys had a little bit of fun. I'm just going to catch up on the chat real quick before we go. We've got Electronic Consumer, good to see you, and of course Zach. We've got Amog here, Booleanator, Julian, and Julian again, and Ahmed is here. I was watching a video and saw Make Me Lab was doing live. Team watching, and that made me think 19 because he needs more support. Yeah, cheers. These are just impromptu live streams. We don't do a lot of viewership compared to our previous Tech Live shows, because these are not scheduled. These are just very, very quick off-the-cuff shows, and I'm glad you guys could join me. I truly value you guys as viewers. You guys are awesome, and it's such an awesome community. Hit me up on the other socials too. Julian, that's in the chat, I talk to him quite often, or follow each other on other social platforms. It's a lot of fun. Off of YouTube, get to see what other things we're up to in life, and actually you guys should follow Survival Tech Nord that's in the chat. See if you can post your link if you want to your Instagram or anything, Julian. People should follow you. You do a lot of cool amateur radio stuff out in the field. Really neat projects. I like promoting other people in the community when I can. You guys should follow Julian. He does a lot of really cool field work with amateur radio and some cool electronics and power supplies and stuff lately. Awesome stuff. Andrew's here too. Cheers, Andrew. You are welcome for doing this. I like hanging out with you guys. It's a lot of fun, even if it's just soldering up an Arduino and getting ready for a new project. If you guys haven't seen this too, this is a fun board. This is from Adafruit. This is a double wide breadboard system that has the nuts that we can actually fasten our wires on the bottom to feed power to the rails, or just feed them right from the top if you want as well. And you can just plug your lab power supply into this. Very, very handy. Dual channel, which I don't know why they didn't just do 2 black and whites, but I guess if you wanted to do signal on the other ones, you've got a green and a blue. Very, very handy. I like this thing. I was using it today. This is a project I don't want to talk about just yet because I'm not sure whether it's going to work, but it's a very, very basic Nokia project, a Nokia 5110 LCD project, and it's something I've never seen anybody do before, so I just made a little bit of time to mess around with it, but I didn't want to do it on live stream because, well, everything goes south on the live stream. Cheers, Julian. Yep, there we go. You guys should go to Julian's website there and check him out and follow him on the other socials. He does a lot of cool stuff. Very, very neat stuff. A really old thing and needs a retro bright similar to the DP25 headers like that. Yeah, very cool. I have a 5110 and haven't used it yet. Use it. These things are great. So just to go a little off topic here. These are not the best interface. I2C displays are definitely easier and better. 2-wire interface is just awesome. But the minute I got into these, because they're so cheap, and once I got the code to work, the Adafruit libraries are fantastic. I highly advise anybody use those. Once I got able to display things on an LCD while the microcontroller was doing work for inputs and outputs, my entire view of the Arduino microcontrollers, or microcontrollers in general, changed. Because having a human machine interface available for you can buy these things for under $2, no question, most of the time, and under $2 Arduino, and having a full human machine interface capable of doing work on the microcontroller just blew my mind, and I started building more and more and more. But the turning point was having the LCD, having the user feedback, having me be able to see the parameters at all times without having to have it plugged in via USB, or in the case of the Rover, using there's a Bluetooth connection that goes out to my cell phone. This is just serial right into a HC. What the heck are these things? These have been so long. HC, I forget. There's a video on my channel anyway. Having this go out to the cell phone was great, but having a display, there's almost no project I'll build anymore without a display. I might use an I2C nowadays, a little OLED, just because there are less pins, but God, I love these things. These things are fantastic. One of my favorite Arduino components. It really turned the corner for me. Have you used those cheap Chinese STM32s? Nope, I have not. And thanks. The batteries are great learnings. Absolutely. And what is going on? Why? Okay, I have a question. I see thanks David from you, Julian. Is David Watts in the chat and I can't see him or something? There's something weird going on there. Sorry, I have this weird thing with I think I'm missing comments one of these days. Please do a review on the STM32. I will have a look at that. We will give it a try at some point. I think that's about it for tonight, guys, though. Appreciate. Oh, I'm glad I got to hang out with you guys, even though we didn't get a whole lot done. Well, a couple of things, but what I want to do, I got some new things. I haven't even showed these. What I got, is this even labeled? I haven't even had it out yet. 0.2 gauge enameled wire, or 0.2 millimeter, I guess it is, not 0.2 gauge. It's labeled 0.2 anyway. This is labeled 20. I have no idea. That is no idea what the 20. Something weird there. That looks like, or actually about 0.2 millimeter. Anyway, I'm going to use this stuff, this enameled wire, for, well, I use it for jumpers on surface mount boards to fix them. But what I want to do is take this and do a really low current heating system for some batteries for the Rover as well. I may switch to nichrome wire as well, but this is what I have. I also have some nichrome around somewhere too. But we're going to try that and try some battery heating circuits and just... Oh, thanks, Julian. Appreciate that. Don't think David's in chat 2 days in a row too much. I agree. Yeah, I have this weird thing where I'm pretty sure David has left comments in the chat and they haven't shown up, and then felt like I was snubbing him or something. What do you think the resurgence in Nixie tubes? I love Nixie tubes. I've never played with them at all, but they're so neat. They're timeless. I would love to have a Nixie tube project, but honestly, it's too damn expensive for me. So yeah, we're on a budget here in the lab. I spend like all of the channel income goes back into the channel. Just right now, it goes back in for the video editing suite for Adobe, my monthly payments on that, and the internet that I had to upgrade to so I can do live streams with you guys. We used to, way back in the day, people like Julian will remember, we had some pretty crappy internet and I made do. Really, it was really quite bad, and I had to stream barely at 7 720 and it was horrible, but we made it work for the live streams. I upgraded and it cost quite a bit of money. It takes all the channel funds pretty much to pay for that. Anyway, it's a long, silly story. Show your setup. Please do your show. I don't know what setup you mean. And what's the planned job for the rover? Well, what I would like, this is what I really want to do, is I want to build all of the components that I previously mentioned into an insulated proper container on the rover. And what I would really love is to just be able to put it outside in my yard and basically simulate a Mars mission. And I think that would be really cool to do a proof of concept with all the sensors and the components, and like this is kind of a step up from, like, this is basic. Anybody can do this. It works. It's fun. But I want to do all of the onboard systems, the troubleshooting, the be able to remote reset, remote power toggle, and remote upload. And I want to be able to, what I would like is to leave it outside more or less for like 6-8 months, particularly through the winter. And when the winter gets down to like -22, that's what I was talking about, the battery heating. I'd like to just test my ability to build something that could last, well, actually we get down into the -30s here, and just see if I can keep it alive and just to be able to drive it around the yard remotely and just do science. I don't know. It'd be fun. It would be neat. Everything will be shared for maybe classroom use later on, but I don't know. We'll see. It's a silly idea, but I have all the components. There's no reason I can't do it except for the chassis. I need obviously a much different chassis than this. That's why I want one of those kids' big wheels, and then I can put basically an ice chest on the top of it, a cooler, which is nicely foam insulated, and I can insulate it even more. I can't quite reach my Aurora. Actually, hold on. You guys new to the channel, you maybe haven't seen this, but this is a payload I sent to the stratosphere under a high altitude balloon. And what I want is to do a payload module much like this, fully insulated with all my electronics, exactly the same as I did for this, and have it on the rover. And actually, funny enough, if you guys want to see it, this is the data logger I made, and it's still all here, fully assembled. This is the one that I sent on the high altitude balloon mission. Still got the SD card in it, still works. I tried it the other day. I powered it up, and the Bluetooth module talked to my cell phone and spit out data, measures temperatures, pressures, all the good stuff. And basically we'll take this and build it into the rover times 10, or actually times order of magnitude more sensors and stuff. That's my idea. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Silly stuff. -30, that's penguin weather. Yeah, we get pretty cold, but yeah, anyway. That's the plan. We'll see. We'll see. I'll share it with everyone, obviously, and it'll be open source because the only reason to do it is to, well, for my own fun, to prove I can do it. And then, well, people, like classroom environment, would easily be able to replicate it, hopefully, if I do some half-decent documentation. You guys can check out my GitHub. It's linked from my website, which is in the description below. You can, all my code is there, for including the high-altitude balloon project, including this rover. There's multiple iterations of this rover. I just changed it over to a Mars Rover code not that long ago. I used to have it autonomous. Now I have it autonomous as well as controlled via serial commands, and it has radar functionality of the ultrasonic on the front and everything. I was doing the baby steps to get this built up to be a Mars rover, because it needs to do what I tell it when. It also needs to have autonomous functionality that if I told it to run into a rock, well, it has to stop. And I've got that code works great. This thing actually works fine. So all I need is the chassis. Anyway, just enough rambling for now. Is it legal to send stuff to the stratosphere? Yeah, you can see my whole video series and my flight debrief on how I dealt with the Canadian laws and the air traffic control, who were awesome. Ontario Air Traffic Control was amazing. I filed what's called a NOTAM, which is a notice to airmen, to advise all of aircraft traffic where my balloon was going to be and when. We were delayed and had some problem getting it off the ground, but air traffic control was great, extended my NOTAM. And yeah, we got it off in the air. It's yeah, it's totally. You don't even need to do that in most countries. You can just launch a balloon, and technically, it's up to the aircraft to avoid it. In Canada specifically, those are the rules. You don't even have to notify. But I did not feel comfortable doing that because it's a pretty heavy payload. And yeah, I didn't quite make stratosphere. We only made it. We undershot our altitude by like 40,000 feet, and we only hit just shy of 68,000 right at the Armstrong line, which is technically near space. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It worked out pretty good. Well, back you talked about doing another balloon. Yeah. Cheers, Andrew. I would love to do another balloon. That's why the payload is still sitting here. That's why this box, this is what I do with my projects. I just put everything in these boxes and file them away, and I have my spare super expensive kite string, the parachute, which I check on periodically. It's a nylon parachute. It's still in perfect condition. It hasn't degraded at all. Technically this is ready for another flight right now, except for needs different GoPros, obviously, because I launched it with Hero 2s, and the Hero 2s, well, they suck. So we would need to add new ones, but the HAB module is ready to go. It's completely, I still have the contact details underneath. Harmless science experiment. Please do not take a pitchfork to me. There's recorded cases, in fact, in Canada of people destroying HAB payloads as they came down because they thought they were, I don't know, something nefarious. But yeah, that's ready to go. It costs a lot of money though. I'll be honest, it's quite expensive to do a HAB launch for the balloon, the helium, a lot of time and effort, but I'd be willing to do it again. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Have a great night. It was great hanging out with you. It was cool to have a chat. That was fun. And hopefully the audio and the video is coming across good from now on, and now we can do more live streams. So cheers guys, have a great night.